Before we modernize any application, we first need to understand it. In this lab, we'll use IBM Bob as a discovery assistant to explore a legacy IBM I application called Samco. Instead of reading thousands of lines of RPG code manually, we'll ask Bob questions and let it explain the application in plain English. Select Ask mode in Bob. Ask Bob about the overall project, like, what kind of application is Samco? What are the main functional areas? Bob will start reading the required files from project directory and start answering your questions. Bob explains Samco is an inventory and order management system. It explains main functional areas like master files, reports, utilities, and end-to-end product management system. Also, ask Bob some follow-up questions like, explain business rules like article and VAT rules. Bob will explain business rules for articles like the article fields, ID, description, sale price, warehouse price, stock, VAT code. Explains the family VAT code, VAT rate chain. Shows the VAT formula. And Bob explains the soft delete pattern. Ask Bob, explain the business rules for orders. Bob distinguishes the order headers versus order line. Bob shows the line total formula. Bob explains the 3 lifecycle states. And order number generation with locking. Ask Bob, explain the customer and provider rules. Bob lists customer fields and customer information storage and other important details. Ask Bob to walk through the complete flow of creating a new customer order. Bob show it creating an order end-to-end. Ask Bob to summarize what you have learned. Bob summarizes Samco as a green screen order management system for articles, customers, and orders. Bob lists critical rules. Soft deletes VAT calculation. Bob identifies the 3 challenges: fixed format RPG, RLA data access, green screen UI. We will explore how IBM Bob analyzes legacy RPG code and convert it from fixed format to modern free format. Ask Bob to explain the fixed format RPG code. Bob analyzes the code files and it explains what the code does. how it loads 14 records into a subfile, and uses a counter and %UF to control the loop. Ask Bob to convert from fixed format to free format. Bob will read all the required files and convert the code from fixed format to free format. Also, Bob listed out all key changes and notes. Ask Bob what improvements can be made to this converted code. Bob provided suggestions for improvements and better code quality. IBM Bob to create a modern web interface for displaying articles from scratch. Ask Bob to create a new React plus TypeScript project using Vite with Carbon Design System. Bob will create a comprehensive to-do list to create a React application and configuring Carbon styles. Bob successfully created React application with Carbon Design. Also, Bob mentioned the steps to start the application. Ask Bob to show how is the article list green screen looks like. Bob shows you a 24 by 80 character screen layout. Also, you see the column structure and understand what data is displayed. Ask Bob. Create a TypeScript file with 10 sample articles based on the ART 400 structure. Bob creates a file with sample data you can use for development. Ask Bob to create a React component that displays articles in a Carbon data table. Bob created components like Carbon data table, columns, search functionality, sample data, and clean display. Ask Bob to set up the main application. Bob has updated the article management application. Start the application using npm run dev. Then open the React application with localhost. Test the application by putting some search articles. We'll explore how IBM Bob helps modernize legacy RPG applications by converting record-level access, or RLA, into SQL. We'll see how Bob simplifies understanding old code and generates modern SQL in seconds. Our goal is simple: convert one chain operation used for article lookup into a SQL select statement. This is a common modernization pattern when working with legacy RPG code. Now let's start by understanding what the chain operation does by providing the prompt in advanced mode. Bob will start analyzing the necessary code files. Bob explains chain reads one record by key value. And retrieves article data into the FATI record format. And then explains the conditions when record is not found. Now let's start converting the RLA operation to SQL. Let's provide the prompt to Bob with necessary requirements to convert the RLA operation to SQL. Now Bob will start analyzing the RLA code file and provides the accurate response instantaneously. As shown in the response, Bob clearly identifies the original RLA code, generates the equivalent SQL query, handles the not found scenario, and even provides a simplified version of the SQL statement. Now ask Bob to improve the SQL to also get the family description in one query. Now Bob will start analyzing the code file and provides the accurate response instantaneously. As shown in the response, Bob clearly gets both article and family data in one SQL statement using join. Ask Bob what are the benefits of using SQL instead of RLA for this operation. Bob lists out few benefits using SQL instead of RLA, like fewer database calls equals to better performance, no need for logical files, more flexible data retrieval.